grew up in Nashville. My parents had what I would call a hobby farm in Auburntown, Tennessee. So we always grew up. We had cattle and a phenomenal garden when I was a kid. My grandmother was a fantastic Southern cook. She made, jams and jellies and barbecue sauces and did everything from scratch. Growing up with my grandmother and seeing her and watching her, I think really kind of influenced my decision to want to get into food in some sort. Her maiden name, she was June Barron, but it was Irish Grider. She came up with the strawberry jalapeno. My mother made it and gave it, actually I kind of finagled it away from my mom, so my mom can really get the credit for our best-selling jam. Probably the biggest success is being in Whole Foods throughout Tennessee because they have pretty stringent guidelines on who they allow in as far as ingredient panel is concerned. And to be able to do that and feel good about being in there, and then in the natural food world, they're a leader. Then the other stuff is we're getting other companies that are well known to come to us and asking us to make their stuff for them as a private label. So those kind of things, when you're doing, it lets you know you're doing something really well when you've got kind of leaders, what you see as leaders come in and asking you, could you do this for us?
This is called peach habanero, so I like to call it peach with a punch, which is peachy. Habaneros tend to have a slower heat, but much hotter than a jalapeno, so you get the heat on the back end. We just try to source all of our habaneros locally as possible. We actually have John here who grows a bunch of peppers, and he's also grows a bunch of our berries out in McMinnville. So we get a lot of stuff from him.
We've been making jams here for the last, I guess 18 months out of this kitchen. It started as a hobby out of our home. We started growing, our garden was huge. We used to sell tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, specialty tomatoes. And in that, we were taking some of our other stuff that we grew, turning it into jams and jellies, and it really blossomed. In the beginning, probably the biggest adversity was ruining batches of jam.
Trial and error has been, a major thing for us. Another thing, back to the great things, is doing farmers markets and sampling at these retail locations and being able to see people's smiles and their reaction to the actual jam that we're producing for them. It's a great feeling.
People that buy come back and buy and buy and buy. And we ship jam all over the country. We probably ship more jam to California and to New England than we do in the Southeast region.